Okay, example number 4 again, I'm just asking you to solve a quadratic equation. However, this one is not in standard form. Remember, standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So the first step actually is to get it into standard form. So we need to subtract 4x from both sides. Standard form is basically just putting things in order from left to right, having a 0 on the right side of the equation. Then it's just a matter of filling things into the quadratic formula. Okay, and I wrote out the quadratic formula in the last problem. I wrote out in your notes, so I'm not going to keep writing out the same formula. Okay, so our value for B is going to go right here. Our value for A goes here and here, and our value for C goes into that spot. So now, again, what I say is just a matter of reducing. So I would look, if I were you, I'd look at this first, this stuff I'm circling. Just work on that. You can type it into your calculator if you need to. Most of the numbers don't get too high. This is going to be 16 minus 24, it looks like, all over 6. So that gives us 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 8 over 6. Now, this answer really is not good enough. It's not reduced, okay? And as I mentioned in the previous section, the square root of negative 8 is something that can be reduced. You don't get to leave any negatives underneath the square roots anymore, okay? So that's going to give us negative 4 times 2. Remember, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And what is the square root of negative 4? Square root of negative 4 is 2i. And again, that's from section 3.1. However, this still isn't done. This still isn't reduced. So now what I would say is to look at this expression and think of it as 3 terms. We have this 4 here, we have this term, and we have this term. All of those are divisible by 2. They're all even, okay? We leave out the square root of 2. The square root of 2 is already reduced, okay? You don't need to do anything to the square root. So our final reduced answer would be this expression, right? I divided each of these 3 terms by 2. Okay, and if you want to put a 1 right here, that's fine. But you're never going to see me do it. You're not going to see that in an answer either. So that one's a little bit more complicated. I've got a couple more that I'll go through as well.